Hi, very good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you for this inaugural session of uh, uh, a certificate course in pharmaceutical intellectual property rights, which is run by Pharma Literati. So we are starting this batch. Uh, this is a 2.5 months course. So we would be starting this course today via this online live session via uh, YouTube channel of Pharma Literati. Before I move ahead with the session, I would just like to briefly provide you a bit of idea about what the course is, as well as who am I to deliver this particular session. My name is Vijay Shupuje, and I'm a co-founder of Pharma Literati, which is working in the area of pharma education with lot of institutions. Uh, I'm a patent expert, patent agent. I've been patent agent since 2005. It's more than 18 years now. I've been practicing patents, especially in the pharmaceuticals domain. I had a long career of almost 12 years with the Indian pharmaceutical industries like Ranbaxy, Wockhardt, and Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, wherein I worked with pharma IP departments, that is patents department. And since 2017, I've been practicing as an independent practitioner, also an entrepreneur for the research related companies or R&D based companies, and I've been providing the patent services to them as such. We have been working with almost 30 plus corporates, pharma corporates, for the IP related activities, as well as we have also been working with many of the pharmaceutical institutions, including the research institutes. Maybe some of you would have interacted with me during the recently held research post competition in Navi Mumbai, and we've been involved with a lot of activities with various institutions. This course is why we call it as a flagship course for Pharma Literati, is because this course is one of those first courses that we started under the banner of Pharma Literati, and we had conducted few batches of this course with some institutes long back offline in Pune as well as Mumbai. Now we are running this batch on via online mode actually, and this course had really been appreciated, the way it is designed and the way it is delivered as such. We over next I would say 2.5 months time, we will be actually going through this particular course with various speakers as such from the pharmaceutical industry, the law firms, or the knowledge process outsourcing industries as well. The course that is not about only about patents. Rather, the course is, I would say, more about a holistic view of intellectual property rights as a domain. And today I'm going to discuss what we'll be learning over next 2.5 months and how it would be relevant for all of you. Precisely how the course would be relevant for all of you actually, and how you can get maximum benefited through this particular course. Now, as I said, the course is not just about IPR. IPR, intellectual property rights, is not a field that works in isolation actually. IPR, as the name suggests, intellectual property rights, is more about the intellectual activities or the research related activities as such. Beyond that, it is also about the pharmaceutical business. IP cannot work in isolation. without pharma research or business as such. And unless we understand this, you may not be in a position to understand the IP, intellectual property rights as such. Beyond that, as an entrepreneur now, when I'm a M Pharm Pharmaceutics in 2004 from Pune College of Pharmacy, Pune. Now, when I think of myself as a pharmacist, uh, uh, honestly, the IP field is very broad actually, and we have that kind of barrier, or if I am a pharmacist, I should work only with pharma companies or pharma organization. That's something. This field, the IP field, is a field which breaks the barrier. Once you understand IP, once you understand patents, that point of time, you can work across the sectors, across the industries. And pharma as a curriculum, if you see, we have a lot of different subjects or streams basically that are covered. We have chemistry, we have biotechnology, we have Ayurveda in the pharmacognosy basically. So there are various fields actually. So we would try to understand the broad theme of IP, and thereafter we'll go very precisely to IP for pharma industry as such. Beyond that, we'll also go through the Indian patent scenario. That is another module that we have, because we are based, most of the participants or the students are based in India. We would just quickly, we have a module basically which we would understand about the Indian patent scenario as well. Beyond that, we would also have a module for patent commercialization and licensing. This is one of the most important modules, because many a times people are protecting their rights, protecting their research, but they don't know how to monetize it, or how to commercialize, or how to license out the technology basically. So we'll see that as well with the experts. Another module, seventh module that we have, is about patent drafting. Now, patent drafting, honestly speaking, is not like drafting a research paper. Patent drafting is an art to put the science in a legal manner. We'll try to understand how to do that patent drafting as such. And finally, we also have a session on patent searches. That is how to search for patents using various databases, including a commercial database as well. Now, when I say commercial database, we would also have one particular session with a one of the I would say commercial database vendor, who would let us know how to do the searches basically. Now, this is all what we are going to see as such. So this course is actually meant for someone. I'll tell you, if you are so don't think of this course as something which would give you a job basically. There are a lot of career opportunities. I'll be discussing it in detail, but this course is pretty much helpful for those who would be going for masters, who would be going for their PhD, be it in India or abroad actually. If you are planning for a research career, it would be something, this course is really helpful for you. Beyond that, if you are looking for doing your MBA, or you're looking for a career in strategy or pharmaceutical business, this course would be really helpful for you, especially those two modules, one pharmaceutical business and the other one patent commercialization and licensing something. Because as a IP expert in the pharmaceutical industry, if I see, as a pharmacist, we are working with a lot of strategy people or a lot of business people, because at the end, the end goal of research should be the commercialization or the business as such. If you are also looking for a career, I would say, which is more legal kind of career, therein this is meant for you. This particular course is actually meant for you as such. Uh, beyond that, IP itself provides you a lot of career opportunities, as I mentioned, in the pharmaceutical organizations. I've got a lot of pharmacist friends who are working in chemical companies, the FMCG companies, the excipient companies, or I would say, lot of non-pharma companies in the IPR department. Once you know once you know IP very well, you understand IP, then you can switch across the sectors actually. That is a big advantage because probably someone who works with a specific department in pharma industry may not have an option beyond pharma actually. But then this provides you a lot of opportunities outside pharma corporates as such. Beyond this, there are opportunities in law firms. Now, what do law firms do? So, IP is a techno-legal field. It's a technology plus law, actually. And when I say this, there law firms also have many law firms operate in IPR, intellectual property rights as such. But then they also have patent agents who are technical people like you and me. Remember that a lawyer cannot be a patent agent if he is not from science background. A lawyer cannot be a patent agent if he is not from science background as. So the law firms have a lot of scientific people like us. Then we have a lot of KPO, knowledge process outsourcing companies. We would have one of the a person from KPOs who would be providing his inputs in terms of the industry for us actually. Then there are consultancies or you can also start your own venture, entrepreneurship or a freelancer kind of work. There are a lot of pharmacists actually, and in fact, I know people from some of the premier most institutions like the NIPER and ICT who are who are involved into these kind of services. There are government opportunities as patent examiners, as well as a lot of government departments are there with the IP cells and all. You have a lot of opportunities actually. Beyond that, the FMCG or chemical industries also provide you the opportunity for the careers basically into the patents actually. Now, having said all of this, a lot of students approach us for the patent careers or IPR careers as such. Now, one unique thing that I would like to mention herein is that it is always preferred if you have some kind of research exposure, be it during your master's, be it during your PhD, or be it during your job as such. Without any research exposure, maybe a bit it would be a bit difficult. It's not like it's impossible, but it would be a bit difficult to do a career. So it is always preferred to have a research orientation first as such, before you have a career herein. Let me go through one by one modules what we'll be learning here in pharmaceutical business. The first module that we would be learning about various markets: the regulated market, the semi-regulated market, the E7, what we call emerging seven markets, or the BRICS market, including Indian pharma business as such. Now we read lot of things about the pharma market. How is it growing? How is it doing? How it flourished during the COVID time and all. But we would try to understand various markets, the market dynamics of pharma business across the world, which would give you an idea about how it actually works in terms of I would say the in terms of the actual working of the pharma business per se. Beyond that, the second module that we have is about the pharmaceutical R&D, pharmaceutical research as such. Now, pharmaceutical research as a module would be is something which gives us an idea about the research activity. There is a lot of things that have been discussed about the pharmaceutical research. There are research opportunities. Actually, pharma industry provides research opportunities. How does the research happen? And especially in the Indian context, how does the research happen? This is exactly what we are going to see in this particular module. This would be really very relevant for those who would be looking for research careers. Like, for example, if you are looking for a career in analytical research or a formulation research, basically, that point for them, this module would be really relevant. Now, in this module, we are not going to see the research. We are not going to see the actual research, but how does that research process happen? That's what we are going to see. Now, once you know the tech part, the research part, you know the business part, then the third module is introduction to IP. What are the various kinds of IP? Like, IP is a very broad theme, basically. There are a lot of different types of IPs, I would say. So you have the patents, the copyright, the trademark, the industrial design, the geographical indication, the utility models, also we have these integrated layout circuits and all. We are going to understand the different types of IP in this module. Next is IP with a specific reference to pharma industry. Now, although we have a lot of or different types of intellectual property rights, it is also essential that all the types of IPs are not relevant to all industries. So we would see the IPs that are relevant to pharmaceutical industry, and we would see how it actually works in pharma, specifically with respect to intellectual property rights. Next, Indian patent scenario. Why Indian patent scenario? More or less globally, we have the similar types of patent laws. I'm saying similar, but then Indian Indian patent regulation have certain unique clauses or sections which are precisely for the pharmaceutical industry. So we'll try to focus on them in this particular module as such. Patent commercialization and licensing, as I said, see, protecting IP is just one part of the story. Protecting IP is just one part of story. Getting a patent, you have a good I would say patent expert or patent agent, then you are probably you can get the IP granted for sure. But then how to be Funsuk Wangdo actually, who is getting that money out of his inventions, basically. That we'll try to understand in patent commercialization and licensing. Okay, so this would be a unique, I would say, the module for us. Patent drafting, of course, as I said, it's an art basically to draft. But what is the general format and how you should do and all? What are the different, how to read a patent document? This also we'll try to see in this particular course. Next, patent searches. As I said, in this last module of patent searches, we'll be seeing the searching the patent across the databases as such, which would involve paid as well as non-paid databases, basically. Now, this is a holistic overview of the course. We would be having the sessions every Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m. Via Zoom, we would be conducting these sessions as such. Since this was an inaugural session, I just wanted to give you a feel of how the course works, as well as I wanted to, provide a rough idea, and you, for any queries as such, you can get in touch with Dipali Shedge, or you can also mail us at pharmaliteraty at the rate gmail.com. You can also follow us on our social medias too, which would give you more updates about the course, who all speakers are coming, or for the for the as a to teach you for this specific course as such. And as I said, this journey we will be having for next 2 months as such. It is mandatory for those who have registered, for those who have registered, it is mandatory to attend all the sessions. At the end, there would be an exam actually, and we would be providing a certificate, a hard copy of the certificate, which would be we would be giving to you at the end of the course once you qualify the exam as well. But then to appear for the exam, it is mandatory to appear for attend all the sessions as such. And after these sessions, we would be sharing a link for attendance or feedback as well. That is something which is mandatory for all of you. So I once again, on behalf of entire team of Pharma Literati, I welcome you for this course on a certificate course on pharmaceutical intellectual property rights. We'll be having the first technical session about the pharmaceutical business on the coming Thursday at 9 p.m. So it is 16th of March at 9 p.m. We would be having the first session, technical session. We would also be giving you PDF files for each of the session. For any queries, you can put the queries in the WhatsApp group that is created, as well as for any administrative queries, you can get in touch with my colleague Dipali. So thank you so much for joining in for this inaugural brief session, and I look forward to have you joining for the regular sessions at the for the course